Hello, bonjour, buenos dias, namaste, hajime mashite, ni hao, assalamu alaikum. Everybody out there on the internet, welcome to Chai with Tekken for May 2025. So, Chai with Tekken, if you don't know, three main things we've got going on. So, videos I'm working on for the channel, changes the stuff on the channel, IRL stuff. Moving the order around this time because it's like, you know what? We'll just do IRL stuff first because then I can start on the downside stuff and we can work our way out of the pit of hell that we are in. So, I mean, I'm not gonna like go anything specific. I just want to like have like the outro I had as like the part after the intro, not really going into anything unless I'm filling in, which I'm not, because I'm just like, dude, IRL stuff is like always just like bumming me out and bringing me down. So it's like, let me just get it off my chest first. So, you know, Clarity Crane, Tiananmen Square, 1989, Free Hong Kong, and yeah, Free Palestine, ceasefire now, stop the genocide. But yeah, videos I'm working on for the channel. Okay, so before I begin, couple changes. I guess, okay, well I'm really looking at this and I'm like, wow, the order is like off, but I don't usually have anything changing on the channel, but like I just want to put it at the front, because I'm just going to do the same thing I usually do, and I just like blab about games for like 30 minutes, probably, since I still don't have a proper outline. I'm just going off the old one. So, I believe last video, so like I made it, and then like the day after or 2 days after or something, the GTA stuff happened, where like, you know, it had not formally been announced yet. I'm sorry, the release date. The release date was never formally announced. The game was announced, and like, you know, I was like, okay, it's coming out this year, top of my list, blah blah blah. And then they're like, so, people of Earth, not only is the game delayed, it's delayed until next year, but here's the date now. And it's like, oh, okay, we finally got a release date, but we got a new trailer too. So that was nice. So, you know, yay, I was wrong. I get to say I was wrong on that one. I was so sure it's coming out this year. But then, like, now it's not coming out this year, it kind of changes things, because it's like, but then it kind of doesn't. Like, on the one hand, it changes things, but then on the other side, like the other but wow, can't talk. On the other hand, the plan hasn't really changed. Like, it was always going to be Monster Hunter and GTA for me this year. It's like the main games, and then just like seeing how other stuff shakes out. And like I've got a list of stuff, you know, still. Let me pull it up. But yeah, dude. After like I still okay. So here's the plan now. Is like Summer Game Fest is happening. I want to say next week or like soonish, beginning of June, right? So I'm waiting to see what happens as far as like what gets announced for the rest of the year. What are the prices of things getting announced for the rest of the year? Who are the people, publishers and developers, pricing things at the 80 and higher list so I can put them on the no list? And then, like, depending on like how crazy and how loaded the rest of the year is, it's like, okay, it's either going to be, I feel like it's going to go two ways, right? I feel like everybody was like holding like publishers were going in basically two directions with this. It was like, let's get this out or push it up to beat GTA to the market so we can get our game out so it doesn't get crushed, or let's hold everything, and then like if it's coming out in 2025, just don't put it out, and then, you know, don't get hit by the annihilation wave of the nuke from orbit that's just gonna blow everything up. And so, because it's like got a whole year, I just think it's funny, like the whole year thing, because it makes me think of Dragon Ball Z in the Namek saga. I'm sorry, not the Namek saga. This is the Saiyan saga, when Vegeta and Nappa come to Earth, and like they have a whole year to train, or just like they're waiting for Goku to come back and it's gonna take a year, right? And then like the Saiyans finally arrive, and they're just like so close, and they're just like, oh Goku, we gotta hold him off until Goku gets there. And now it's just like, it's very similar, just like it's gonna be a year, GTA is gonna come out, and now it's like, okay, if you're a publisher, you're like, oh, what do I do? Do I, do I move my game up, beat, you know, try to beat GTA to market, and then like, try to get the game out, and then have some sort of sales window. Because I feel like once GTA is out, man, I think that kind of changes the game. Because it's like, I just feel like it's gonna like raise the bar. It's got kind of like, okay, I don't want to say it's gonna do what Baldur's Gate 3 did as far as like, expectations raised, but it's gonna have that effect where it's like, what does your game do that GTA doesn't? And then like if it does anything similar, like how good is it in comparison? So I feel like anything that's like out now or coming out this year that was like similar to GTA is like, you're lucky, or you're like, that's where you want to be, because otherwise you would have been crushed. Or just like a really unfair comparison to a game that's been in development for like what, 10 plus years, because you've got, I would say like for sure, like Assassin's Creed Shadows, Yote, kind of the Mind's Eye game, but that looks kind of eh. It's kind of weird because it's the same publisher, but that Mafia, the Old Road, or Old Country, or whatever it's called. But then they came out and said like it's more of a linear experience. It's not really as much as an open world game. So, but basically any open world game's on notice, because it's like that game is like GTA. Once GTA hits, it's like, okay, well this is like the bar it's gonna set for open world games, and like across like going forward, and like going back. As far as like, okay, well, like, why wasn't this in your game? Or like, blah 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 blah, like all these unfair expectations and comparisons. So it's like, yeah, but back to the point I was making is like, I feel like it's gonna go two ways, right? It's gonna, as far as like how many games are like being announced slash is shown Summer Game Fest, or like the state of plays, or Xbox showcases, or Nintendo Directs. As far as like, between now and then, it's like I feel like the amount that we're going to get, it could go either way. Like it's either going to go feast or famine, of like people still holding stuff back because it needs more time, but like they can like maybe beat GTA like to like a release date before it comes out, and it's like nothing is as big as GTA, so it's like it's kind of like you just want to like, and I guess like that's like the biggest game, right? Like in the industry, arguably, as far as like with like what's gonna drive traffic to sales for like hardware, right? So, but that's the other weird thing for me is like, because of like the price adjustments on Series X, I'm curious like if it's gonna, well, I guess that's a good point actually, is or the thing I'm curious about, like because Series S like got raised in price before this, like Series S was like looking to maybe score a victory because it was the cheapest avenue that you had into playing GTA 6 if you didn't have a next gen console. But because the price got raised, and it's basically, I don't know if that's I don't know off the top of my head, but it's basically comparable to like a PS5, if not base Pro model at this point. It's like that's not happening because it's like, it's. Unless you just really want to play Game Pass, I just don't see like Microsoft getting any traction. It's not. I don't believe it's announced for Switch 2, and it doesn't usually launch on Nintendo platforms. So I'm doubtful they'll come to that. So, but yeah, and because of the whole tariff situation, it's like like that'll be outside the 90-day window. So I'm just like super curious of like, they said it was for more time, but I'm just curious if they like said it like, so there could be some stability in like the pricing of like stuff. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought what I was talking about, but basically, so it's like hardware adoption rate, at least on PS5, is going to go up. I don't think it's going to be coming to Switch 2. It hasn't been announced for Switch 2. And then Series X and Series S, I don't see it happening just because they price their stuff higher. So, and it's like basically the cat's out the bag on an Xbox as far as like, you know, you don't need to have one this gen because you can just play the games anywhere else. I mean, it's kind of weird to like say that because it's like, okay, well, sure, on console Xbox is dead, but like what about PC, right? So because but then it's not launching on PC, right? So it's like, you know, Sony, that was like the feather in like PlayStation's cap like this year, right? Was they kind of had a de facto timed exclusive with GTA, but then the counter to that would have been Series S was like the cheap model that you could pick up for like current gen hardware to play it. But then now that that's gone, it's like, okay, well, this, I would say it further strengthens PlayStation's hand because it's like, you know, it goes back to the whole Baldur's Gate 3 thing of like, you know, you can, okay, or like I guess even or just like the time when like Baldur's Gate 3 like didn't release on Series X for like a while because they like couldn't, they didn't want to like sacrifice its quality for Series S, right? And so they had a de facto exclusive on like the biggest game or the best game that year. Not the biggest game, the best game. And so like here it's like, you know, because Xbox raises price on their hardware, and it's like, okay, would you rather pay, you know, $900 to play GTA 6 or $700 to pay GTA 6? And it's like, oh, why would you pay more when you're not getting anything out of it for paying more? So, I would go even more into the whole PlayStation thing. It's like they're kind of like just annoying at this point. It's like they're going back to PS3 era PlayStation, and it's like, you know, Xbox basically lost. They gave up. They're not even trying anymore. They're putting their games out on Nintendo and PlayStation, and it's like everything's an Xbox, which means we don't have to worry about trying to sell you one or being, you know, our own brand of hardware with an identity. And it's just like currently, Xbox is pretty much dead because it's like you don't even need an Xbox to play Game Pass. So you can play Game Pass on mobile, on PC. It's like even better on PC. So it's just kind of weird. I'm really looking forward to like the one saving grace I will give Xbox is that I'm looking forward to like seeing like what they're doing with the whole Steam integration or just like more PC centric stuff integration on the, I guess if they don't do it on the current hardware, on their next stuff. Because for me personally, like I'm kind of skipping PS6 gen at this point, like. Because I'm just like looking at like what's going on, and like the prices of everything is going up, and it's just like there's more and more consolidation in the industry, and then like that's just going to cause like more, just like the development times on like everything is getting longer and longer to make bigger and bigger stuff, and like until there's some sort of like resurgence of like the double A or just like the not triple A games that take 5 to 6 years to make and like so many resources, and just like the volatility of like, you know, if those games come out and they don't hit and they don't do well, and then like what happens to those teams, and like what do those publishers do like as a result when the games don't sell like they want them to sell. And it's just like we're currently in a time of just like a slow decay. Like I said this last time, right? I was like, okay, there's not going to be a crash. Like, I could see a contraction happening or whatever, and then, like, the GTA thing happens. And I'm like, I'm going to stick to my guns on that. Like, I still don't think a crash is happening. I think it's more of a, like, it's just, like, a time of, like, what's a word for that? Like, a time of, what's the opposite of growth, right? Because stagnation? But it's not really stagnation. I feel like there's like, yeah, man, it's like I don't feel like this is why I just don't agree with like all the crash takes. Is like there's great games coming out all the time. There are games coming out all the time, and just like, you know, I don't know why. I guess it's just a negativity, dude. But like I just don't see it happening. And then like there's always like stuff to play that's like out that's like cool and different, man. Like look at Expedition. I mean, not to use Expedition 33 as an example, but like I was looking forward to that game after that first trailer because I was like, this looks cool. This looks like, you know, or it reminds me of Lost Odyssey. I had no idea what it was. It was not just more Lost Odyssey. And then like that game alone just shows you can take like any game from any genre, and if you push the boundary as far as like what are you willing to do to make this game set apart for what it does, right? Like, okay, it's turn-based. Okay, but like how is it different? And it's like, oh, active battles during turn-based. I mean, there's more to it than that with like Souls elements, and it's like banger soundtrack, great voice acting, great performance capture, amazing graphics. Just yeah, like adding an overworld back to JRPGs, which has not been the case for the most part since 360 PS3 era, we'll say. Like Ni no Kuni, Lost Odyssey, I Am Setsuna. I think, well, I Am Setsuna was like PS4, but like that one and Lost, was it Lost Sphere? And anyway, there's like, there have been a lot of games that have like done the whole like old school overworld thing. Like even Final Fantasy VII Remake doesn't do it. So it's like, you know, it's like, oh man, we're in the tiny Bronco on rails. So yeah, I'm sorry, I'm getting off track, but yeah, dude, that GTA 6 thing happened, and like it's been talked to death, so I'm not gonna sit here and like talk. I mean, I'm already at like what 16 minutes, but but that was gonna be like the thing that was gonna like just like move the needle for everything this year, and it got delayed. So it's like oof. So now I'm just like, all right. So I'm really interested to see Summer Game Fest. Like, what do we got? What are publishers doing? Are they just gonna like keep being chicken on like the whole GTA, don't put the game out, it's gonna get murdered, and because they're in like a bad spot really, because it's like, you know, GTA 6 drives traffic, and then it's like, you know, people will buy hardware, but then I feel like the what's going to happen, and like this is why I say there's going to be a contraction but not a crash, especially on pricing, because who knows, like, you know, you may think you can sell your game at $80 and then it doesn't sell at $80, because for me it's like, hey, guess what, I have a backlog on like multiple pieces of hardware, multiple platforms, and I can just go and play old stuff. There's like, or just like, you know, or not old stuff, but just stuff I like haven't got around to. There's like that, and then retro. It's like old stuff or stuff from the past. And it's like the thing about stuff that's retro and good is it's like it's the Miyamoto saying. It's like, you know, a delayed game is good forever, a bad game is bad forever. Or that's not the exact quote, but something to that effect, right? So it's like there's a bunch of games I have that I haven't played, and it's like I've been looking forward to them. And like a lot of times when I go back to play something and it's old, if it's retro or if it's just in my backlog, and I'm like, man, I haven't played this, I want to get to it, and it's good. It's like, you know, just because I didn't play it day one new release stops it from being good. And it's like if everything was $80 new release, well, guess where it's going on the flipping list of I'm gonna wait for the end of the year and this to be half off list, and I'll just wait it out because I'm good. Because it's like point one, I've got plenty of games, and then point two, I feel like publishers have been lapped in this regard. Like they're kind of just like the slow moving like tanker. You know, they're not the agile speedboat. Sorry to use a bad analogy, but it's like there's so many like good free to play games, man. Like you don't even need to spend money. Like I play Wuthering Waves. I spent like $16. Because I spent like $10 to get the pre-order because I was like, okay, this looks cool. I'll like support them with $10 at launch, and then like the two cheapest, premium currency, whatever is during the anniversary banner, which didn't actually get me much at all. It didn't go very far. Now I'm like, dude, I'm just free to play for the rest of this game because they're very gracious with what they give you in that game. But just like in regards to like a bunch of the free to play stuff, especially from like the Southeast Asian developers like China, Singapore, Shanghai, or not China, Singapore, South Korea, like First Descendant, right? So like in Zenless Zone Zero, Wuthering Waves, you know, stuff like that. There's just Or there's like the one that just came out. I played that. It was okay. Like that's the other thing is like the quality of them, right? Is like the floor is they're okay. Like I would say like they're kind of in a renaissance or like a golden age ish. I'm not gonna say okay, not golden age. Definitely a renaissance happening. Like the worst ones that you play are not even bad. They're just okay or passable. But the good ones, man, they are effing peak. Like Zenless Zone Zero, I am down to the death for that game. Like I will play until end of service. I will play until it's like hemorrhaging money and they have to shut it down, or they're just like not even updating it, like not even adding new stuff. It's just a fun effing game. It's just like a good effing time and like just yeah, it's like you play these games and like they're just so full of like unique things, or just like you can tell they were like not made from like the Western publisher interference in your developer studio of like we're gonna put it on a flipping like assembly line and then just and then like as we're making the game just like make all these minute adjustments like it's in a lab or something, and like how much money can we extract from our users in the player base to get the most out of it, while like not having it's such a weird thing that they've done, dude. It's just like it seems like games have like what's the least amount of content we can put in this to ship this, and then like how much microtransactions and DLC can we bolt onto it after to get even more money out of the people that buy these games, or depending on the studio and stuff and like the publisher. But it's like, dude, it's just gotten so like the just the naked greed of it all is just disgusting, and it's just like I'm kind of done. It's like I'm kind of done, and I just want to play stuff and like not feel exploited. But then it's like every time something comes out and like you feel exploited, and then it's like what's the new thing to exploit? It's like, oh, if we put this game out at $100, but we say you can play for three days early, oh, we'll charge $10 even more. And it's like, dude, it's like, I guess that's what's going to probably be coming with like the $80 tiers. Like, how do they up the premium edition? Because I'm done with this as well. Is like, I mean, I'm not, but like, I'm not buying like, if 80 is like standard, then obviously deluxe goes up like beyond that, and it's like $100 a effing game. And like, what am I getting out of this? And it's like, dude, I used to get T-shirts from GameStop for like physical copies, and not to bring the physical copy thing into it, but it's like you don't even get like, you know, like legit cool stuff anymore. Like not even like a pre-order skin that makes you look cool. Or I'm sorry, not okay, not that makes you look cool, but like just the pre-order skin of like this looks. I mean, it's funny I say that because I did pre-order Claire Obscure's deluxe edition with like the rose stuff, but it's hit or miss on it. But like most of it's just like whatever. They're just like skins that were just like effing cut out and then like resold. It's just whatever. Anyway, it's just like it's just the value is going down. I feel like the quality's still there. It's just like because of the like way they're so. I can't think of the word. Just like trying to just optimize for profit versus like player experience, or if the fun game is fun or a good experience, good time. It's like they've like ripped away all the like good stuff and like added like too much of the just I think that's your thing, right? Is like because it's gone on for so long, when you're like seeing this happen over and over and over, it's just like you can just see like the corporate influence on like everything as it's released. And like depending on like how bad it is, or even if a game's like out, right, and then it's like what's the state of it at launch, right, and then how buggy of a mess is it, and it's like you can just give it more time. It's like, nah, dude, we gotta take the ship date and then fix it later and then whatever. So anyway, but to add on to like what I was saying about the free to play stuff, it's like there's also games like Wu Chang Fallen Feathers. There's a lot of like I think there's like a lot of Souls games coming out from that part of the world now. So like Sekiro. Oh no, sorry, not Sekiro. The monkey game. Black Myth Wukong, that one. But yeah, dude, it's like they're very studied on like every like on all the genres too, because it's like I played Sinless, and there's a part with Lighter for his agent story. I'm not going to get into like what that is, but you get a chapter like with some characters that goes into their background. But like the gameplay, when like you got to the gameplay of that part, was very 2D, like beat 'em up and inspired for like a Streets of Rage or something. So it's like, dude, they've like obviously had like influence or exposure to like some other stuff beyond like, which is weird because I feel like in my brain I'm like, well, weren't games like outlawed in that region for so long? But then maybe there's people playing them this whole time. Now they're able to like develop them because like the tools. That's I think that's like the other thing, right? The tools that we have now are just like so good. Like Unity, Unreal Engine, like everything. As long as you're just like whatever. Like we've seen this before for like so long, right? Like with small teams like Hades, it's like as long as you're just like there with like what you're doing, you're on point with like what you know how to do and like what you want to make, and you're like not going to like try to like go beyond the scope of it, or just like, which is funny because like I think about like things that tried to like go beyond the scope of like what they were and they kind of like crumpled under their own weight. But the only thing I think of is like Cyberpunk 2077 in that regard. But that was at launch, and that was because like they even said at the time, they were just under so much pressure financially. They didn't want to, delay the game too much and like lose sales, blah blah blah. So I really hope that experience with the Cyberpunk, it like brings CDPR back to like what they were, because like it's like seeing like because I bought Dragon Age Velguard, right? So it's like I went to support BioWare, and it's like like to see like how bad that game did, and just like that studio is kind of just yeah, there's so much like I'm just thinking, man, there's like so much volatility and so much flux, or so much in flux like happening like in real time. Like look at Marathon, look at BioWare. It's like you have Starfield not so much, but then that Oblivion remaster, but that they were helped by the other team, right? Virtua Studios or whatever, right? But still like that one hit. Or I guess that's the other thing, right? Is like there is like an element of like give the people what they want here, as far as like what are we getting versus what's getting put out, even though everybody's like boo, go away, insert Suicide Squad, Avengers, Concord, because it's like sometimes you can just tell from the reaction and like maybe just delay or cancel or free to play it, just don't go. It like the same thing with even Marathon, man. It's like who wanted them an extraction shooter, and then then this was before the like all the art in the game was stolen, right? And it's just like that's just a black eye to a game that's already kind of like on its path to death, or a very quick just I shouldn't say that because now I'm like, well, that game comes out and doesn't do good. What happens to Bungie? And PlayStation spent billions of dollars. I hope they don't try to extract the value from their user base by raising Plus subscriptions or some other scummy corporate thing. And it's just like, ugh, this effing industry, dude. But yeah, I'm kind of curious to see how Switch 2 does. I'm not getting one. I've seen like different people on my timelines. They call it timelines. Like we're we're in like different like time eras on each social media thing. But like on my different social feeds, some people are good. Some people are getting it. It seems like the majority aren't. So I'm very curious how that goes. Also just curious, like, yeah, whatever. That's a whole can of worms. But good luck Nintendo. But I'm not supporting them right now with that. Okay, I'm 30 minutes in. Sorry in advance, because these tend to be longer lately. Dude, I just thought about something I was supposed to like say at the top of this, but it's whatever. I'll get to it now. So, I was streaming Dauntless because I wanted to get like the last day stuff on it, like streamed. YouTube didn't archive the stream when it was done, and like I've had this happen twice lately, where like I'm streaming, right, and like in the interface it looks like it's working, but then it's like if I load up YouTube while I'm doing it, my channel is not actually live. And then after the fact, it doesn't archive the stream, so I completely lost whatever I was streaming. Because I had that happen with Expedition 33 at least once. I had it happen just now with Dauntless. I've had it happen plenty of other times I can't think of off the top of my head, but it's just like, or stuff happens with like it's like not archiving properly or some other nonsense, and it's like, dude, this is like beyond third strike. So I'm just done streaming on YouTube. Like I want to get the rest of that Clair Obscura run, but it's like I don't want to risk like something happening when I'm streaming it. So it's like that's just. And I haven't started New Game Plus, but it's like I'm putting that one on the back burner, so it's whatever. Like I've got the platinum. I've had my fun with it, and I kind of like lost motivation after I got the platinum to keep playing. Kind of, sort of, not really, because there's not really like really anything new in New Game Plus as far as I know. I haven't like seen any headlines or read about it. That's kind of like hoping there would be, but whatever. No big deal. It's still a great game. Still the best game there so far, in my opinion. I had a bunch of stuff I was playing. I wanted to like go back and finish or something, but I don't know. We'll see. That's okay. That's the other thing on the channel, I guess. For like I'm sorry, I'm like super out of order here. But one of the changes to the channel, I was gonna like I'm gonna do this. Like not I want to do this. I'm going to do this. Is like I want to go like the videos I've been doing where like it's from the desktop view or like looking at the browser and like going through stuff. Like I want to do that on my channel. And then just like go and see like how many unfinished playlists I've got. And then like I'm gonna call it winding down the channel. And basically, yes, I'm gonna be slowing down like stuff being added to this one. But like before I just stop completely, I would like to get everything I ever started finished. So like, you know, like the Neo Fantasian, like I played that like once or twice, so I didn't finish it. But I'll go back and finish it. But then now because I'm playing on Twitch, it's like I'd have to go back and like play a game from a certain point. I mean, it's whatever. That's just a Twitch thing of like I'm playing this game I was playing on a different thingy. I'm not starting from the beginning, whatever. So, but I'll still be playing that stuff. Or all the stuff I've like not finished, I want to go back and finish, and then also I'll still be, you know, like Monster Hunter, right? I'm still playing it every week. I'm just not streaming it on YouTube, and I'll be bringing it over from once the archive's up. But yeah, I think I feel like I should get like another channel anyway, just because like it just yeah, the sooner I do that, the better. It just feels so scattershot right now. Oh, I guess I'll finally get into like what I've been playing, like what's coming to the channel. I feel like I had more to say about the whole like industry crash, or I should say the non-crash, because I don't see it happening. Or just like I guess like a bellwether or like a whatever for that would have been like if Switch 2 pre-orders were low, but they did like kind of like happen at a bad time with all the volatility from the tariffs and stuff. But that's like it doesn't seem like it's gonna really matter, because if people wanted to get like if we would have known if there was like low pre-order numbers, because it would have been reported or whatever. But then I'm curious, like yeah, or just like yeah, it's gonna be a thing where it takes time, because like they're gonna obviously get the hardcore, or everybody that's like, you know, hardcore Nintendo fans are gonna get it when it comes out, and like that's probably like enough for the first year, and so it's like not until the second year to see, okay, well, like how's the hardware doing, how's the software doing, blah 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 blah, like how, like what is the state of it. But then like also like there's like so many 0-hour stories with that, as far as like, oh, by the way, Nintendo can just like remotely break your console, or oh, by the way, VRR not in docked mode, or oh, by the way, it's like, what? Or just like backwards compatibility list hasn't really been updated or like expanded, and it's like, there might be something here, but I guess some of the whispers are about like the switch to a second model or whatever, so we'll see. But yeah, just yeah. I don't know. I don't really have anything to say about Switch 2. I don't really care too strongly about it either way. It's just not. It's not for me, and I'm not like. Just, it's not a good launch lineup. Like, there's like, what is there at launch? There's what, Donkey Kong and Mario Kart, and like one of those is $80 pass. And it's like, when was the last time there was like a 3D Donkey Kong game in Nintendo 64? I mean, there was those like Tropical Breeze or Tropical Freeze or whatever, like side scroller ones on Wii U and Switch, but I mean, I feel like that's not as much those type of games, so it's not the same. But yeah, it's like, look at the launch lineup, and I'm like, But then like I'm already kind of like that towards Nintendo like lineup anyway, which is why I didn't have a Switch One. So, or I had when I traded it in, because it's like, dude, it's like at a certain point, it's just it's yeah, they're not hitting the bar for me. And like the games are they're things their games do. It's like other games do them, but then like they do others. The other games do other things that theirs don't, and it's like, yeah, there's like a certain level of, production value and like enjoyment that you get when games have like really good voiceovers or performance capture, and like that's just not there. Like the modern game flourish, or whatever you want to call it, it's not going to be a Nintendo game because they're not fully voiced. I don't think they use performance capture, and they've all adopted that like Wind Waker aesthetic art style for the last, since the Wii U, I want to say. So they all kind of look homogenous, of like just 3D character models of like the cartoony style of those of like the characters. So nothing really going on as far as like the. I guess that's the other thing, right? Is like if you, it's whatever. It's a very specific Nintendo thing though. Is like, how do you feel about these series, and like if you're a fan of them or not, and then. Because it's like, I'm never going to play an Animal Crossing game because it doesn't appeal to me. And then it's like, that pile has just gone so high as far as like, what do they put out? Or like, are they going to ever bring back classic Series XYZ, That's like, to use an example, because it's like, I'm not the hugest Punch-Out fan, but it's like, when you have to wait decades in between entries, it's like, oh man, are they going to bring another Punch-Out out anytime soon? Or a new Star Fox? Like, you never know, and it's just too. It's like not worth the like rolling the dice on the roulette table to be like, oh, I hope they have this game from this one series I really like, this console generation that's gonna last for like 5 to 10 years, and then if not, that sucks. But yeah, I think the what's the word for that? I can't think of the word, but like the thing for me that like cemented that is the Wii, because there was just like, that was like when they kind of just like threw their hardcore users under the bus for the casual audience, and it's like they don't even care about us, and it's just like they rode that wave. And I feel like the same thing happened with Switch. Is like they kind of got the best of both worlds though, because their fans were so just like, I don't know, man. I call myself like a lapsed ex Nintendo fan. I still like enjoy their stuff. It's just like I'm not going to spend money on the hardware because it's like the same stuff every time. But or just, I don't know. Not to say it's the same thing every time, but you know what I'm saying. Like if you're like a fan of like that stuff, it's just like what you're getting, and then like the new version's never going to be like anything more than like what the last version wasn't, or depending on like the game. It probably isn't, but it's whatever. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but yeah, it's just, it doesn't move the needle for me anymore. But yeah, back to the super out of order outline for the video. So stuff I've been playing and videos I've been working on. So Zinless Zones Zero every day, that's still happening. Much Hunter Wilds weekly limited bounties still happening. And like, we get the title update in June for the new monster that starts with L, that I'm not going to try to say because I don't know how it's pronounced. I did start playing more Wuthering Waves, so I might try to catch up on the story on that one, and then just like put out stuff weekly, because that's where I want to. Wow, I can't talk. That's where I want to be with Zinless, or that's probably where I'll be with Zinless once this year's over and I'm done playing it every day. It's just weekly videos, because that's the easiest way to just like keep putting stuff out for something. Is like, okay, well, when it resets on a weekly basis, and then like everything in the game you can go in and do. If it's one of these games where it's like, it's got dailies and weeklies, because it's like there's no point in like doing the daily stuff unless you're trying to like make a video every day like I'm trying to do. But then if you just do the weeklies, and it's like, okay, cool, it resets every Monday, log in Monday, play whatever's up in between story chapters, because those take time to make, and they're not out very frequently. But yeah, same thing with Wuthering Waves. Is like, I'd like to get to that point, but I'm still behind. So, and okay, Crystal of Atlan was that new one. It's okay. Like I said, it's not. It didn't hook me from the start, or it's just, yeah, it's not like yeah, it's like if I was gonna say like is it as good as Zenless or Wuthering, it's like no, but it's not a bad game. It's just not, it's just okay. Um, let's see, going down the list here as far as like what's on the channel. Boundless, that was a whole deep dive, but that's dead because the game's not the game's offline now. So Expedition 33, I I might do New Game Plus. I don't know, man. Like the plan for the channel, as far as like what's going to be the main game, because Death Stranding 2 was going to be like the next main game, but that's next month at the end of the month. So I was going to replay the first one, but then like I was going to try to get to some other stuff before that. I don't think it's happening, because okay, so like the Lunar Remaster, Saga Frontier 2, Neo Fantasian. It's like there's 3 turn-based JRPGs. I'll throw Unicorn Overlord into that too, because that's a game from last year I didn't get around to playing. I still haven't. Even Thaumaturge, like that game looks cool. I picked it up. I haven't played it. It looks like a or some sort of RPG game, but which is why I picked it up because it was cheap, and I was like, oh, this looks cool. But oh my gosh, I forgot to like rant about the PlayStation Star things. I just thought about that because like that's why I was buying so many like games like all the time like recently until this year. I'm sorry, not this year, but like at the end of the holiday sales this year is like I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm only buying stuff half off at the end of the year now. I've got enough games. I'm good, and I want to be like saving my money and trying to like grow my money now, or just like make it through this theocratic fascist hellhole that we're in. But yeah, dude, it's like after this last year, I was like, I'm good to like just hold until the end of the year and pick up stuff half off. And because I have a price tracker I use, I can see is this what those prices has been. If it's not, I'll just keep waiting until it's that price or cheaper if I really want to get it. And it's like it doesn't really get to that point usually because I'll just think to myself, I have enough games, I don't need to get it. And then like that's why when it was like thing is going to 80, I was like, I'm good. And then it's like they're it's the thing where they're like getting rid of PlayStation Stars, and it's like, dude, I I just passively get the $5 like thingies now. Well, that's like as high as you can get them, but like it's whatever, dude. It's just there's just so much bonehead like decisions at PlayStation lately. I should make a man. I I'm gonna wait until after Summer Game Fest, but like I should make a video. I've been like it's been baking in my noodle. It's in like the brainstorming phase all the time as far as like what the F PlayStation. Like they completely dropped the ball this they didn't completely drop the ball this gen, but it's just been like a revert back to effing the episode 3 Palpatine comes to power, and it's like, oh, this is what we have to suffer through now because PlayStation's like, we won, we don't have to try, we're just gonna gouge our users and it's like what's the alternative? And it's like, what are you gonna do? Buy an Xbox for like what's 800 or however much they are, and it's like like play the games on there when like there's not. I mean, if only Xbox had like held out that last year where they had Indiana Jones, Hellblade 2, which is ironic. 'Cause that's when I traded mine in. But like yeah, like they've got a Val, they've got the Gears game, whatever. It's whatever. I don't know. I can see like why they did what they did because that's what the CEO is like. Okay, time to make money on all these acquisitions. But that's what happens when you buy a bunch of publishers, dude. It's like he's been upwards of $100 billion like buying publishers and studios. It's like at some point that flipping invisible hand of your CEO corporate overlords are going to be like, okay, dude, we got to make some ROI here. Where's the return on investment? Where's the money that we're going to make from this? But it's like but they'll be fine. It's like they bought effing Call of Duty, so it's like they get the Activision Blizzard King money every quarter, and it'll be there eventually. So just it's going to take time, and I guess they just wanted it sooner than later. So I'm sorry, I forgot what I'm talking about. Videos I'm working on stuff. Okay, I have stuff. Okay, so yeah, I'm still scrolling through this, but I'm looking into some stuff like since the last chat with Tekken. So Expedition 33. such a good effing game, man. There's a short I'm gonna share where someone basically perfectly encapsulate like why it's so good. I mean, it's been talked to death, but it's just so like, wow, as far as like why didn't anybody do this before. But I think like it ties into the whole like publishers not wanting to take a risk thing. It was made by a small publisher and a small developer with like a bunch of, okay, sure, they had like a bunch of outside support, but it's like, this game doesn't happen if you don't have creatives that really want to make what they want to make, and then like the people that are the money people willing to take the risk on it. And it's just like, it was a nice, what's the word? Happy accident, I guess. And then like we all got to enjoy it. So, oh, I guess I did stream Jedi Starfighter. I guess I'll try to get the rest of that up. I there was a time when I had like really, or not really a lot. I had like a decent amount of Star Wars game videos on my channel with like good views and stuff, and I just stopped making them. So, and I was like, I'll do this for May the 4th, see how good it does. I did also like put Bounty Hunter down. I should probably go back and finish that, but that game was bad, dude. That game is not good. That game is trash. Or I give it a thumbs down. I don't recommend it. I was like, this game is not good. It's not. I mean, it's also like in the old continuity before they had like everything has to tie into like whatever they're doing and then make sense in the lore. So it's probably like not even that good of a story when I finally do get to the end and stuff. Let's see if I got anything else on here since the mobile version is different. I don't think I do. So yeah. Aiden Chronicle 100 Heroes. I finished the New Game Plus playthrough on that. That game's awesome. That was, man. Like, people say stuff about Earth Expedition 33, like, making such a big splash, it's like I would say other stuff to check out if you're, like, I mean, the thing, though, is, like, I feel like that was such a game changer, though, on turn-based combat, like, because other stuff's not the same, like, it's like, you go from that to, like, whatever, and it's just, like, the old-school style of, like, you attack, your enemy attacks, like, you can't interrupt them, you can't dodge them. That's the secret sauce of that game, dude. It's just, like, how active it makes turn-based, of, like, you're at the edge of your seat in every encounter, and you die so fast. So it's, like, it is, well, I guess depending on how you spec and, like, your difficulty, but, like, dude, that's what made it so good. It was just, like, man, you have to be, like, engaged and focused at all times, and just, like, if you're not, you will die. But then, like, the thing was that was, like, kind of, or not kind of, was just, like, I think, like, another thing, the secret sauce is, like, it's not that punishing. Like, it's hard, but it's, like, forgiving at the same time. Because your checkpoints, right? Like, you just go back to, like, whatever the last flag that you touched, like, the bonfire system. And so it is, like, very gracious in that regard, but then it's still punishing, so it's, like, man. But then that's what makes it so, like, so, you feel so, what's the word? I never feel this because I'm just like, all the time. But you feel so, that sense of, accomplishment. You're just like, man, that was awesome. And then, like, the story in general, man, it goes places, dude. That's all I'm going to say. And just, like, yeah. Every act break of, like, every time you get to the end of the act, and, like, the fact that it's able to, yes, dude, it's, like, something that it did in modern times, I don't think I've seen done either, like, ever or rarely, is it did, like, a multi-protag switch, like, seamlessly as it told the story, and it was like, what? every act break was such a good, like, just, holy crap, what the F, and then you, like, have a protag switch, because each act is a protagonist, right, that's like, named after them. I thought that was, like, how that was done, so effing good. And it's like, dude, I don't think, it's like, I'm thinking about it as I'm playing, I'm like, dude, I don't think, like most games don't do this, and it's like other games have done it. It's like such a rare, like, not whatever. I mean, some of the Quantic Dream stuff kind of does that, like Detroit Become Human, but that's different because it's like switching protagonists across the game at different points. It's not like you're this person and you're this person and this person. It's such a good payoff, dude. At the end, just so effing good. I cannot say no good things about that effing game, man. It's just so effing good. But yeah, that's why it's like, on the one hand, it's like, okay, should I recommend Aiden Chronicles and Sea of Stars and all the good stuff that's been out lately? Like, because it's not even in the same, in my opinion. It's like, it's similar, but it's not the same. experience. So it's like if you're really into JRPGs, sure, but if you're not there to play JRPGs, like you probably wouldn't enjoy it. So I'm like, yeah, like even Rebirth, it's like I don't. But that's the thing is like I didn't really enjoy Rebirth as much as like the other stuff I've been playing. That was like more of a throwback. Because Rebirth is, gosh, that Rebirth in 16, dude. It's like you look at Expedition 33. This is I said this I remember now. I said this when I was playing it. Aiden Chronicle on my New Game Plus playthrough at some point in that stream. I said this. I was like, I would love it. I mean, we have Bravely Default and we've got Octopath, right? But it's like, one more time, please, can we get Hironobu Sakaguchi, Nobuo Uematsu on the music, a pixel art aesthetic or 2D HD look. I hate that phrase, but that's what they're saying now. And just have it be a throwback of like old school Final Fantasy, turn-based, class-based. Just make it like 9. Just make it like 9 and just make it look modern and pretty. Or just remake 9. Because it's like, if a remake of 9 is as close as we're going to get, but don't, please, please, please do not like do the Final Fantasy 7 thing of like changing the battle system. It's like that, because like that's just what I want, man. I just want an old school, turn-based Final Fantasy game. I don't want Devil May Cry. I don't want an action game. I don't want an open world effing like party where you're one person and like whatever. 14. I'm sorry, 15. 14's awesome, but it's an MMO. It's like effing, I just want to see my characters, and I want to see them in battle, and I want to see the bar go up, and choose my thing, and we fight things, and we save the world, and then when we're not in battle, we're on the field, and we're going places on an adventure. We get in our ship, it's a fun effing time. It's like, sure, okay, like, you can't just like snap your fingers and make it happen, but it's like, could you play just one more effing time? It's like, while effing Sakaguchi and Nobuo Uematsu are still with us and can still make bangers, because I played Fantasia and I got to that first, okay, I didn't get through the whole thing, but like from what I played, there's ideas there, dude. And they even had their own solution for like the flipping turn-based thing. But that was the cool thing, right? Is like, sorry to like bring this up again. I've talked about this before, but like that was the cool thing with like effing if you look at Metaphor and then Fantasian and then Expedition 33, they all have different solutions. I don't know if it's a solution really for Expedition. It just does it differently. It's just like such a breath of fresh air that like you don't care about the like combat as being turn-based or whatever. But they got rid of random. There's no random battles in that one, so it's like that's why I'm bringing it up. Like like the enemies are on the field and like you can like run into them if you want to fight, but you can just avoid them, which is like the Grandia style, and other games do it too besides Grandia, but whatever. Anyway, so it's like Metaphor, you can just like get so high level that you attack them and they die in field. And then Fantasian, you've got like that pocket thing of like, they go into that vortex, but then like only once it's full do you fight them all. But then it's like just like a giant massive battle against like 100 enemies or something crazy, or however many enemies it holds in your pocket, like 30 or so. It's effing, and it's awesome, but it's like insane like how they did that, and just that was effing cool, dude. Like that was just like, man, it's like those two games came out like very close to each other, and then it was like, it was reassuring because it was like two different ways to tackle the same problem of like in that genre specifically of turn-based JRPGs with random battles, of like how to tackle that problem of like how do we solve for this, or how do we like get something innovative to like progress us beyond this point of random encounters. And then like, yes, you could use like the Grandia system in other games. I'm just using Grandia as an example because it's my favorite, one of my favorites. I guess Saga also does this too, where like the enemies are on the field and you can see them, or you can just go around them and like not encounter them. But sometimes you gotta grind for XP, man. So, or just like not have the interrupting flow of the game, with the random battles all the time. But just, and it makes it a better experience. It flows so much better when you don't have random battles. It's like so weird because it's like it doesn't bother me, but like I will play a game and like not have random battles, and I'm like, actually I think it is actually in better service to the game to not have these, but then it's like it's kind of a staple of the genre. So what do you do? And then sometimes it's like you like the combat so much, it's like please have more. Grandia, Saga Frontier, like I want to get my glimmers and get my abilities, or just like maybe the battle music's awesome, like Xenosaga, or yeah, just like it's a fun different battle system like Xenosaga or something, where it's like this is fun. I mean, you it's such a like obvious statement of like, yes, it's fun because if the base combat system isn't able to hold the game for 70 or like 40 plus hours, which are how long this usually last, then yeah, or just like even well, that's the thing, right? Is like I played Metaphor, but I haven't played any of the Persona games or Shin Megami Tensei, so it's like I can't speak to those ones either. I'm sure they do something as well. But yeah, dude, it's like playing those, it was like there's still gas in the tank for this idea or this system that is in these games that you could do something for or do something with. And now I think I'm done because I basically talked about all the stuff I've been playing or stuff on the channel. Death Stranding 2, Death Stranding 1 coming soon. I would like to get through Tsushima again before Yote, but that's going to happen. But that's not until October, so it's plenty of time. And then it's funny lately because I did trade in my Series X for my Pro, right? And so I've been looking on eBay to like try to get another one. So I might get one sooner or later here, but then I'm thinking about just playing through it on my 360 because I want to play Lost Odyssey. So this is like the problem. But then it's like I don't need one because I can just use my 360. But then it doesn't look as good. It's not in 4K. It's not upscaled. It's not smooth frame rate. So I'm just like, ooh, all those backwards compatibility things. And so I was gonna get, or I will probably get one on eBay eventually. I'm just waiting until Summer Game Fest to see if they like have any like surprise hardware announcements. I mean, they are on that BDS list for helping with the genocide in Gaza, so or helping the IDF, Xbox. But then, so it's like I'm not gonna buy a new one. I could buy a used one and it could go straight to the person that like had it as their whatever, right? So you know. And then BDS, if you don't know, is boycott, divest, sanction movement for uh, certain companies or countries that are engaged in nefarious or malfeasance things on a global scale. And like Microsoft got put on the list. I'd have to pull it up. It was like it's like a specific organization that like, or it's like or there's like it's one of the many activist groups online and stuff. But I don't know off the top of my head. I'm sorry, I can't. Like it's not. I don't have it memorized. I just know it's a thing because I remember seeing the story about it. Also, yeah, the 100 line game. Before I end, the 100 line game. It's not on PlayStation. It's on Switch and PC. Like I would have picked it up, and then after I saw like the Claire Obscure person or like all the articles about the Claire Obscure, I don't know if it's the director or the creative lead, but they're like, oh, try this game out too. So it's like I'm looking forward to that if it comes to PlayStation. I guess I'll go over my monthly releases actually real quick. But one last thing I want to say is that like the voice actress for Shadowheart, I don't know her name, so it's like, so now I only know the who she voices, right? So it's like Shadowheart and Mael. I think she's in Wuthering Waves as one of the Resonators or one of your people. So that was weird. I was playing and I was like, is that Shadowheart? And then and then like the one thing I hope for when they get this voice actor strike situation resolved is like I want a game and I want in the voice cast to be Shadowheart and Jennifer Hell, Fimshep. And like I don't care what game it is, I just want them both in the game because it's like the same effect when I'm playing a game and I'm like, is that Fimshep? Because like she's been in like so many like high profile games lately. And she does a good like job. It's like her good performance. So I'm just like, dude, if we get these two co-leads in the game, that would be just magical. So I'm hoping it happens sooner than later, or eventually. But I guess it probably won't happen until they resolve the whatever the voice actress, or the SAG stuff, right? It's like there's some dispute with like voice acting and making games and stuff. So I guess it's still an active thing. It's kind of, it makes me feel bad. I like kind of wish they would like publicize it more, as far as like, you know, maybe just, or try to like have the fans like support them and be like, okay, like, you know, don't buy these games from these studios and publishers because they, you know, we're currently in like in a dispute with voice acting and blah blah blah. I mean, it kind of makes me feel bad because I think Zenless has like got like rid of a bunch of voice actors, so it's like, oh no. But it's like, you know, it's like solidarity, right? Like it would be nice to be able to support them as they're trying to get better benefits and whatnot out of, or just better yeah, working conditions and everything else, or better labor environments, and or better environments, better labor what have you, with publishers and, studios. All right, well, I'm gonna end it here. It's been an hour. I've been just blah blah blahing for an hour. So yeah, I guess it's time to end it. It's the hard cutoff time. Gosh, on my links on my thing at the bottom, I don't know what I put there, but it's like, yeah, man, it's I need to do a review on some of that stuff because I'm not sure if it's all like right. So, because even my Steam thing, I think I put on there sometimes, or I guess not sometimes, I put it there every time, but like I don't even know if it's like accurate or in whatever. But I haven't logged in the Steam in forever, so I had this happen actually after I finished Expedition 33, and there was like a brief window before Death Stranding 2, and I didn't want to start Death Stranding 1 yet. I was like, ooh, I can play whatever the F right now. I wanted to play some Gwent, man. I wanted to stream some Gwent for the first time in forever. I was like, I feel still playing this. I just didn't get around to it, so yeah, there might be some random card games happening whenever I feel like it, because I just really like them. But yeah, man, I think that's it for this video. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I mean, I'm still hyped and pumped for Summer Game Fest. I feel like it's going to go one of two ways. It's like, we're either going to get a lot of stuff, or we're not going to get a lot of stuff at all. And it's just like, you know, feast or famine. And then like everything that's shown is like out before May, whatever, 2025. And it's like, oh, I see what you did there. Because I think that's like, to go back to what I was saying, because I don't think I finished that point, but like the thing with like the publishers, like the problem with like that they're facing is like, okay, so if some, like, there's no guarantee or like the adoption rate of people that will get GTA and play it and get a console. It's like, okay, but like, can you convert this person to being, or just like, what do they bounce off of that into like whatever after, or do they just play GTA Online? Is it just going to be a situation where like it's audience capture again, and you have just another platform that is in a series, essentially, like, you know, like the Fortnites or the Robloxes of the world, where it's just like, you know, they only play the one thing and they don't really play anything else outside of that, or Minecraft even, right? Like, I don't even know if Minecraft's still, I think Minecraft's still popular. The movie made $1 billion, so I never played it. That's the weird thing to me, is like all these things are like just really popular, but they're very like, I guess, closed gardens, essentially. Is like, they're just, I don't ever interact with them, so I have no idea like what they are. I just know they're popular and they're very big, but it's like I don't play them, so it's just, which is which is also weird, because it's like, it's kind of like setting it up to where it's going to be like an indirect, like, antagonistic relationship with that stuff, like later, like down the road, because like the people that are playing that stuff, like they're not doing anything else to really put money into the industry's ecosystem. So yeah, it's a problem, but it's like, I don't think there's a way to solve for that. So I think that's just like what it's like. And I'm just trying to think, like, how did console gaming like turn into this and get here? And it's like all the stuff I said earlier. It's like, you know, you just have a bunch of half-baked stuff with like microtransactions all the time. It's very exploitative as far as price and everything else, or just microtransactions and DLC, and like we're all just tired of it too. And it's like, you know, yeah, after a while, it's just enough of that for long enough. It's like the reaping and sowing meme comes to mind. But yeah, that's it for now. I don't have to do the outro, like, guys, or the IRL stuff at the end because, you know, hey, I talked about it, or, you know, I said at the beginning, so I don't have to say it now and end on a down note. Yeah, dude, Zenless 2.0 looks awesome. Oh, I guess, okay, well, I had some other ideas as far as, like, videos to coming to the channel, but it's, like, it's not going to be, like, a constant thing. I just want to, like, be in the browser view and, like, watch stuff and, like, mute it and be like, oh, this looks cool. Or, like, maybe go back and, like, watch some stuff that's, like, not out yet. Since it is Summer Game Fest time, just, like, look at old E3 stuff and be like, dude, this game's awesome. Like, where did it go? Or, like, what happened to it? Or, like, where's it at? So I'm thinking about doing that as well. And then also the EGM Kickstarter thing came out, and like the digital whatever is out. So I've been kind of like wanting to just like browse that while I do like one of those videos where I talk over it in the windowed mode or the tabbed or the browser mode. But yeah, I got a bunch of ideas, but they're not, like always, it's not like they're all in like the stage of like I'm gonna do this thing and see what happens. They're just a lot of brainstorming going on. But yeah, that's it for this video. So links in the bottom. Feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe, favorite, share with your friends or not. That's cool too. And I hope my audio is working because I see the bars and I have it not muted, but it's like the way I like in OBS, it's like I think I might have it set wrong, but I don't think I have it set wrong. So I'm gonna have to like watch this back and hopefully I didn't just lose an hour of my life recording something that has no audio. But yeah. That is it for now. So until you see or hear from me again, thanks for watching, and I'm now signing off.